Welcome to this lecture about pilgrimage. Dear friends, I'm very excited to teach and discuss with you about how to witness effectively as a Christian to our Muslim friends. My name is Andreas Maurer and I'm from Switzerland. Now, let us look at the difference of pilgrimage between Christianity and Islam. Sometimes, while speaking with Muslims, they are proud to emphasize that they devote themselves much more to Allah than Christians do to God. Muslims assert that this is seen through the great effort they take going on pilgrimage to Mecca. The sort of questions we can discuss are: is this really true? Is God looking for quantity or rather for quality concerning the attitude of pilgrimage? Of course, it is good to devote yourself as much as possible to Allah or God, but it is really necessary to go to one particular place such as Mecca. What do the Bible and the Quran say about these issues? I like to share a practical example which illustrates these points. Some time ago, I met an elderly Muslim man. He shared with me his experience concerning his pilgrimages to Mecca. He described what great effort it was and that it cost him a lot of money. In fact, he spent almost all of his saving on these trips. Then he told me with a sad voice that though he was in Mecca already 5 times, he is still alive. This surprised me much, and I said, "But isn't it wonderful that you are in such a good health and can enjoy life while being elderly?" Then he said his only hope ever since that while traveling to Mecca, he wanted to die because he believes that dying in Mecca on pilgrimage will most likely ensure him a place in paradise. He said that for him being in Mecca means being like in the foyer of paradise. And to die in the holy Islamic place of Mecca is like being just one step away from paradise. It is the best place you ever can imagine to die, he confirmed to me. So for this Muslim, the main reason to go on pilgrimage to Mecca was to ensure having a place in paradise. In my discussion with Muslims, they differ on the reasons going on pilgrimage to Mecca, but I've heard this motivation from Muslims many times. Now, let us have first a closer look at the Christian faith concerning pilgrimage. Christians believe pilgrimages can help them develop spiritually and bring them closer to God. The Bible emphasizes spiritual pilgrimage of the heart towards God, as for instance in Psalm 84 verse 5. It says there, "Blessed are those whose strength is in you, who have set their hearts on pilgrimage." There are pilgrimages to certain places mentioned in the Bible at certain times of history. Even today, different places are used in Christian traditions as places of pilgrimage. But these pilgrimages are not obligatory, and there is no law or prescribed ritual which needs to be obeyed for all times. The theme of pilgrimage is woven into many passages of the Bible. It is a multifaceted concept which includes ideas of journey, experiencing exile, living as a pilgrim or a visitor, and the quest for a homeland. Pilgrimages can be found in the Bible in many different stories, such as in Genesis 12, for instance, Abraham on his way to the promised land in Canaan, where he experiences a deeper relationship with God. In Exodus, and Deuteronomy testify the celebration of pilgrimage festivals. Pilgrims can also be found in the so-called pilgrimage Psalms 120 to 134. As we read these Psalms, we see that they are songs of pilgrims journeying to Jerusalem. Pilgrimages are reported in some stories with different places of pilgrimages being named, including Shiloh in 1 Samuel, Horeb in 1 Kings, or Bethel, Gilgal, Beersheba in Amos. But also Jerusalem is mentioned as a place of pilgrimage in 1 Kings, 2 Chronicles. In addition, in the New Testament, the Jewish ritual of pilgrimage to Jerusalem temple was established. Jesus himself is represented as a Jewish pilgrim who went up to Jerusalem for the feast of Passover. Let me say a few words about the importance of the city of Bethlehem and Jerusalem. In Bethlehem, for instance, Christians can pray and focus their attention on the birth of Jesus. The experience being in the place where the incarnation, this is the belief that Jesus is God made flesh, is believed to have happened, can have spiritual importance and significance for Christians. In addition, Christians believe that Jesus visited Jerusalem at the Passover time and spent the week leading up to his death there. Some Christians, pilgrims, therefore visit Jerusalem to remember key events in Jesus' final week, known as the Holy Week. In summary, the main points about Christian pilgrimage are as follows. The main emphasis of Christians' pilgrimage is the spiritual sphere, namely to come closer to God and to know God better. Throughout the Bible, the faithful who follow God are pictured as either literal or figurative pilgrims. They are people on the way, people journeying rather than being settled, looking for the spiritual place that will satisfy them. To be at a certain place on earth which has some Christian significance can enhance the spiritual closeness to God. Now, dear friends, let us look at the Muslim way of pilgrimage. Pilgrimage in Islam is described in the Quran in references such as in Surah 2. It is called Arabic Hajj and is mentioned 12 times in the Quran in different verses. All Muslims with sufficient financial means have to undertake the pilgrimage to Mecca, including Muhammad's birthplace, at least once in their lifetime. This pilgrimage is part of a Muslim's religious duty and is seen by most Muslims as a way to try to earn a place in paradise. Remember my story which I shared at the beginning, or the Muslim man told me. Basically, there are two different pilgrimages in Islam. The first one is the main pilgrimage called the Hajj. The small pilgrimage is called Umrah. The main pilgrimage is part of a Muslim's religious duty and is seen as a way to try to earn a place in paradise. The Kaaba, a cubical structure at the center of the mosque in Mecca, is seen as the center of the Islamic world. This pilgrimage takes place in the 12th month of the Islamic lunar calendar. During the stay in Mecca, strictly prescribed rituals have to be performed. The most important is standing on the Arafat plain, where Muslims spend time in meditation and offer invocations to Allah. Another highlight of the Hajj is the sevenfold walk around the Kaaba, which is dressed in precious coverings. It is assumed to have first been built as a sanctuary by Adam, then reconstructed by Abraham and his son Ishmael. If possible, the pilgrims should kiss the black stone built into one corner of the Kaaba. Further obligations are the symbolic stoning of the devil with 7 pebbles and the slaughter of a sacrificial animal in remembrance of Abraham's sacrifice. Muslims can also perform the Umrah, the small pilgrimage. It can be undertaken at any time of the year, but is restricted to the Kaaba and its direct surroundings. There are many different groups in Islam, and they also have their preference and their own so-called holy places where they go on pilgrimage. For instance, Shia Muslims have various sites in Iran where they go on pilgrimage. Some even believe that some of these pilgrimage places are of the same value as going to Mecca on pilgrimage. Sufi Muslims, in addition, have also many different holy places where they pilgrim and are convinced to get certain merits out of it. In conclusion, besides all the points which are mentioned above, I like to emphasize the main basic difference in which pilgrimage is performed within the two faiths, which is very significant. First, in Christianity, a pilgrimage has mainly a spiritual nature, and this is to come closer to God. In Islam, a pilgrimage can have the aim to come closer to Allah, but it has always an effort to get merit for entrance into paradise. In conclusion, dear friends, allow me to share an amazing life story I've heard from a young couple from Saudi Arabia. This young couple was born and grew up in the city of Mecca. Since ever living in Mecca, they were able to perform the Hajj every year, and they counted this as a great blessing. However, one year, as they performed the pilgrimage, as usual, and as they were at one certain place, walking up and down together, they suddenly saw a fog in front of them, and they stopped walking. Within the fog, they saw a person clothed in white garments, and this person said to them, "Why are you doing all these things? Follow me. I am the way and the truth and the life." Thereafter the person and the fog disappeared. The young couple was astonished to be confronted with this encountering, and they looked at each other in bewilderment. However, this vision made a great impact on their life, and they immediately stopped the pilgrimage and went home. This vision made them restless, and they wanted to know who this person was and why they need to follow him. So in great secret, they went to libraries and searched in books to find out where it was written about this person, saying these specific words. After months of searching, they finally found a Bible, and reading through it, they discovered the passage in John chapter 14 verse 6 where Jesus spoke these words. They read more in the Bible and started to believe in the truth and followed the way of Jesus. Dear friends, what is now your response? Have I made the difference clear? Do you have questions to what has been said? Do you like more discussions? I personally believe that the Christian faith is the true faith. I'm also convinced that the Christian way of pilgrimage, as mentioned in the Bible, is the true way. What do you think? We like to hear from you, and please feel free to contact us. A book which I can recommend you to purchase is the book I have written. It's called Ask Your Muslim Friend. This book has 3 main parts. First, Islamic teaching. Second, Christian answers to Muslim objections. And thirdly, encounters with Muslims with many useful practical guidelines. In addition, I also recommend the booklet Illustration Parable Stories. This booklet contains many practical stories showing the difference in Christianity and Islam. These literatures are available in many different languages. We strongly encourage you to subscribe to our lecture and acquire our literature. In addition, I like to recommend that you consult different Christian and Islamic websites. See you soon again. Good day and God bless you.